Good morning. It's Rebecca. I guess I should say it's Rebecca from Rebecca Inc. And it is not morning anymore. It is afternoon. So there we go. What you need today is a pencil, a marker, and an eraser or the back of your pencil eraser, and a piece of paper. Today we are going to draw a butterfly. We're going to do it a little bit different today because the butterfly, she has shapes in the wings, but then also designs in the wings. So we're going to draw the shapes first and go around that, and then go back in and add in the designs. So let me move my guides and we will get started. Okay, we are going to start in about the center of our paper with a little circle and an oval for our butterfly's head and body. You are going to be using your pencil. I'm going to use a marker so that you can see me better. We're going to start right about here. We're going to get our whole arm going from our shoulder, go around and around and around, and we're going to get a nice little circle. If you watch me every day, you're probably getting tired of hearing this, but I'm going to say it again just in case. My circle is messy. It has lines that are on the inside, lines that are on the outside, but the overall shape that I just created is a nice circle. Don't stress too much at this point about this shape being perfect. In the long run, we will erase all of our pencil lines. So let this be messy. Go around and around and around until you see that nice circular shape. Now we are going to add in a ton of ovals. Our first oval is going to be right here, and it's going to be the body of our butterfly. For this one, because of the length that it is, I'm going to use my whole arm again from my shoulder, get that arm going, round and around we go into a nice oval, just like that. So we've got the head as a circle, the body as an oval. From the top of the head, to get the little antennas that they have, we are going to plant our wrist, and then we're going to move our hand in that nice natural arc that your hand's going to go in if you plant your wrist. It's just naturally going to make that shape, so use that to your advantage. And at the end of that, a tiny little oval facing this way. On that one, I'm not going around and around just because it's so small. And when we do trace over it with your marker, your marker will most likely fill in that shape for you. Okay, on to our wings of our butterfly. Our butterfly, we've got it, it's flying, and we can see most of the front wing and just a little bit of the back wing. So let's start with the back wing. We're going to do an oval. It's about this big, right there, for this back wing. See how mine is messy? Yours will be messy too. Let it be messy. From the top of that oval, we're going to go down and do a series of smaller ovals. For these smaller ovals, I'm going to plant my wrist and just move my fingers. And I'm just staggering, kind of stacking them, stair-stepping them down, just like that. Can you see that? One, and then the other, and then the other, and one more. Let's do one more right there. These ovals are going to help us get a design as well as the shape of our wing. Let's move on to that front wing now. We're going to do a bigger oval again. Get your whole arm going from your shoulder, and it's going to live up like that. So between these two wings, you'll kind of see this V shape there. All right, so we've got that one. Now we're going to do another one. We're going to overlap the base of it with this one and head on back, just like that. Very good. Let's add in, just so we know where to draw our little ovals at the top, let's add in that connecting triangle right there. Simple little line. Now we're moving on to the bottom portion of this wing, two more ovals, big ovals this time. one that lives right here. It overlaps that oval that we just did. They kind of like arc down. And then one more below that. Get your whole arm going around and around you go. Let them be messy. They're just serving as guides, okay? And then add in that connecting triangle. All right, let's add in all of our little ovals, just like we did here. Step them down, that section, and then this section. All right, so plant your wrist, move your fingers in that oval shape, round and around you go. Once you have that shape, set your pencil down and nice and lightly draw in your ovals, just like that. If I am going faster than you, I've had some experience here, pause me, draw your ovals, and hit play. And when you hit play, I will be right here with you and we can continue drawing together. Just very nice and loosely. Once you get the idea of that oval and how to create it, you can probably do these pretty quickly yourself. Down you go, all the way down those wings. Okay, I don't normally do this in our tutorials, so this is a new thing, but there's a lot of shapes going on here, and I'm worried that you will not be able to see the inside of the wings if we don't go ahead and trace over with our marker now. So we're going to do 2 parts on this one. So let's switch over to our marker and start outlining what we've got here. So we're going to fill in this circle for the head and this oval for the body. We're going to fill those all the way in black. So go ahead and trace around. You've done a lot of the heavy lifting already. So we're just picking our favorite lines and we're just tracing around them and then filling them in nice and black. Trace around there. There's no right or wrong way to fill these in. I always like to give the reminder, yours does not have to look exactly like mine. It's going to be your drawing, so it's going to be special to you and your uniqueness. So let it be different and let it be fun. Okay, now we're going to trace right over these antennas. Trace right over what you've already got. Again, plant your wrist. Use that natural arc your hand's going to go in. See that little oval I drew there? My marker is just that thick, so it just fills it right in. Okay, now for the wings. We have a lot of shapes here, so we're going to draw over 3 of them first to give you an idea of where things live. So for this back one, we are going to go around the top of this and down, just like that. My mom is calling me. Hold on one second. All right, I can hear my phone buzzing. I'm wondering if my time lapse is going to go over that. Okay, so now we're going to go around this shape and down back to the head. Now let's do the top of this wing, around that oval and follow down the long oval. So around this one and down to there. Now let's do around this one and down. So their wings have like 2 parts. So we're going around that short little oval, around the tip of that, and then following the long oval down. So that might help clarify where some things are going to be. Now we're going to go around the tops of these ovals. So let's get going there. Around the tops of those. And around the tops of these. Here we go. You're doing so good. Just like that. Keep going. Around and around we go. Butterflies are so tiny, but they are so intricate and so beautiful, and they have so many fantastic colors. Tracing right over what we've already got. Okay, if you want to be done here, you could be. We have a triangle. Oh my goodness, maybe I need more coffee. We have a butterfly. You can have really any kind of design inside of these wings. I'm going to give you one suggestion today. If you want to take it, take it. If not, if you want to do your own thing, you've got all the shapes you need to fill those in however your heart desires. But for today, I'm going to keep going and give you a design. So remember those ovals we drew at the tops of the wings? Let's just do that little arc around the base of those ovals. Same thing up here, down and around, tucking in, just like that. And stop. Same thing around the bottom, tucking in, down and around we go. Okay, now we're ready to switch back to our pencil for these inside designs. I'm actually going to switch over to a different guide that I made so that you don't see all these. And I'm going to draw on this one using my original guide. Make sure you can see that there. All right. Okay, so you are going to your pencil. I'm going to use my marker again so that you can see what I'm up to better. Let's do some designs inside of our butterfly's wings. Now, if you look at a butterfly, they usually have one larger oval shape that other shapes kind of rotate off of. So let's do some of those. On this back wing, we're going to draw a large oval that lives right about here. From the body of our butterfly, headed up to those circles that we drew, but not quite all the way up. So about like this. About like this. Just like that. Then we're going to do that same oval on this wing and same oval on this wing. On this wing, it is going to live right about here. Just like that. Let it be nice and loose. Go around and around to get your oval shape, just like that. And let's do that same one on the next wing, next section, I guess. This is part of that same wing. Just like that. Round and around you go. Create a nice oval. Now the next ovals kind of are going to be living around that first oval that we drew. So on this wing back here, this would be like the top of this wing, just on the other side of our butterfly's body. We're going to add in some smaller ovals that live at the top of that oval and in between in that space. And we're just going to kind of let that oval be our base and just follow it around. Just like that. Very good. To get those shapes, I'm planting my wrist and I'm just going around and around with my fingers because those are kind of smaller. Now on this one, we're seeing it at a different angle. So these ovals that go around our larger oval are going to be bigger. So we're going to draw one kind of off to the top here, about that big. And I'm just going to let these ovals fill in and stack down. Now I curved those around the top of that oval. Now I'm just going to fill them in going this direction from that oval up. And then another one, stacking them together. And then another one. Again, like I said, if you have a vision in mind and you want to do that, you can totally do that. You've got all the shapes you need to create any kind of wing design that you want. Let's do that same thing around this one. We're going to stack them around the oval there and then lay them next to it there. So plant your wrist. Let's draw some little ovals that live around that oval. They're using that as their home base. Just like that, all the way around. If I'm going too fast, pause me, draw your ovals, hit play, and I'll be right here. Now we're ready for those larger ones that live here. They kind of just fill up that space, just like that. There's one there, one here, and one here. Very good. All right, inside the ovals that we drew at the ends of our wings, we're going to add in some circles that will be dots. Each oval is going to get 2 circles, one at the top and one at the bottom. These are pretty small. You're going to plant your wrist and just use your fingers, go around and around and around, and get a nice little circular shape just like that. Your circles do not have to be perfect. You're kind of going for an overall look. So we're just going to add in some dots on our wings here, just like that. Now our butterfly, the negative space, I'm going to use some terms for you here. Around where we've got these circles, these are going to be like our dominant shape, and the negative space is all in between there. And on our wings, our ovals that we just drew, those are going to be our dominant shapes, and the colors behind it, that's our negative shapes. Our negative shapes are all going to get filled in to be black. Just like that. Round and around we go, adding in all our dots. Very good. Okay, now we're ready again for our marker. So switch back over to your marker and let's add in the details on our butterfly's wings. Let's start with the circles we just drew. Let's trace around those. Butterflies have so many wonderful shapes on their bodies, and they're very, very intricate. And there are so many different colors that you could use too. There's the oranges and the yellows, and then there's also those brilliant blues and purples. So if you want to, you can just trace around all of these shapes and then color the background. You don't have to make it all black. Most of my artwork is black and white, so sometimes I see things in black and white. But if you would like to just outline all of your shapes and stop there and go at it with some paint or some crayons or some colored pencils, you could come up with some really, really beautiful designs there. Let's trace around these shapes. We're going to go around the ovals that we drew on this wing next. Around and around we go. Now this one, I just see the tips of those, so I'm just going to do those. Then I'm going to add in that larger one. See how when I connect those, they all kind of end up living on that oval? Let's do that with this one. Let's do the larger one first. Let's trace over that. You've done all the heavy lifting. You're just picking your favorite line and tracing around it. Now let's do the same on these. Round and around we go. Planting our wrist and just tracing over. Try not to sketch, sketch, sketch. Try to give it a nice, smooth line. Just like that. I'm going to add in one more there. I had some blank space. All right, so let's do this larger oval on this one. You are doing so good. I can't wait to see what you do with your butterflies. I'm curious if you're going to add color or if you're just going to do the outlines. I'm getting a lot of really pretty pictures, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. Send me what you do in the comments below, and I'll put them on my website, and it'd be cool. Okay, so there is our butterfly. I'm going to fill in some of mine in black so that you can see. I'll show you on the guide here, a little scrap of paper. I like the way it looks with the black, and then if I wanted to, I could go back and fill this in with a color. You decide at this point, do you want to just have the outlines and stop there and erase all of your pencil, or do you want to fill some things in black and then add color? I'm going to fill in the tips of this guy black and maybe just a little bit around each edge, and then decide from there. So if you want to hang in with me and do some of that, please do. I'm going to fill in this side right there, and I'm going to go up. Just go around all of my circles. We haven't done a drawing together that has so many options. It's kind of fun. Gives some creative license. That means you can do whatever you want with it. Very good. Now you see how when I filled that in, some of my polka dots I went around really nice, and some I went inside those lines. I'm not even going to think twice about it. I don't want you to think twice about it. Don't let it bother you. Artwork is not perfect. It's perfectly imperfect, I like to say. What I do that, I look at it and I say, oh, whoops, it's a happy accident. It is what gives your artwork character. Don't let it slow you down or stop you from creating. Just let it be. If I'm coloring in faster than you and you want to see what I'm up to, you can pause me, fill in where we drew those ovals with your marker, and hit play when you're done. And I'll be right here. Almost done. I always wish for like a time-lapse portion of this when I'm filling things in, but I have to remember you're probably filling them in too. Okay, on this side of the wing, I'm going to fill this in black and in between these ovals, and then I'm going to do down here, just like I did over here. Oh, I'm going to do it back here too. Going back to that wing, I missed that part. Fill that in black. I feel like that helps define kind of where things live. So I'm going to fill in this edge black. I'm trying to remember all the different types of butterflies. I'm thinking I based my design off of a monarch butterfly. So if this looks familiar to you, I think that's the kind I chose. There's no right or wrong way to color this in. I'm kind of going back and forth, and sometimes I'm going in circles around my little circular shapes. No right or wrong way to do that. However feels good to you, whatever feels good to you, that's how you're filling that in. And again, if you go out of your lines, that's okay. Like if I went out right there like that, I would just make that shape a little wider. So there's solutions for some of the things that we look at as a mistake. All right, so there's our butterfly. I am going to stop here because I may want to fill this stuff in with a color, and you may want to do the same thing there. So you're going to switch over to your eraser, and we're going to erase the pencil lines that we've got. I'm going to use this guide. I had so many guides today, and I'm going to erase the pencil lines right along with you. So study your paper and go over your pencil with your eraser and just erase it. Then you'll be left with just your shapes, and you can decide to color them or you can decide to leave them, really whatever your heart desires. Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you enjoyed drawing a butterfly with me today, and you can feel free to share it with somebody else. If you're looking for more things to do today, you can find me Facebook, Rebecca Ink, which I think you're there right now. Instagram at Rebecca Inkabink. I did a really fun time lapse of the horse we drew yesterday. I'm turning it into a coloring page. So I had a really fun time lapse on there of that. You can check that out. And then my website, Rebecca Ink, I-N-K, because I like to draw with ink.com. If you've sent me drawings, they are on there under the Interact tab. Another fun thing that I have on there is coloring pages. I'm adding in coloring pages almost daily. Some of my original coloring pages that I have packets of, but also now I'm turning our tutorials into coloring pages. So you can look for some of those there. I hope you're staying home and staying healthy and staying positive. And I look forward to drawing with you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.